All right, 8th graders, lesson 76, volume of prisms and cylinders. And just as a little refresher here, when we want to find the volume of a cube or rectangle, we multiply the length times the width times the height, those three numbers. And so there's three pieces of information that we need to get in. And really what we're doing when we multiply the length times the width, we're finding just this front area here first, and when we multiply by the height or depth, then what we're figuring out is how many sections are there between the front and the back. So maybe that number is 8. So if the length here was 6 and the height was 4, we'd first find the 6 times the 4 is 24, and then multiply that number by how many sections deep it was, and it's 8 sections deep. And we realize that equals 192 cubic whatever units we have. So the same principle applies to triangular prisms and cylinders. Here I've got a triangle, so I can figure out the area of that triangle, and then if I add some depth, what we're asking is how many slices are there from front to back of that triangle, and that will tell us some information. So we first find the area of just this triangle, and then we tell how many slices there are. So again, we'll be multiplying three different things. The length, actually with a triangle we should be using the correct terms here, so it would be the base times the height. So those two numbers, now with a triangle we know we divide that by 2, and then again times the distance, the length back here, we can call it the depth or the width, whatever it wants to be. But again, essentially we're using three different numbers. So in example 1, we've got a triangle that looks like this. It goes down here, and it says this is 8, this is a square corner, and the height is 6. Over here this is 12, and this is 10. So first we want to find out the area just up here. That'll be 8 times 6 divided by 2. So that'll be 48 divided by 2, so that'll be 24. And now what I want to know is I want to know how many slices there are from top to bottom, the depth here, and it's 12. So multiply 24 by 12, and that's going to get me 288. And this is centimeters, and then I put a cube there. So again, three basic numbers. We have to find the length, or the base, and the height, and just divide it in half, because it's a triangle, and then again, how many slices, how many pieces are there all stacked up there to get us some height, or length, depending on what we're working with. Example 2, we've got a cylinder. So again, it's the same principle. First we're going to find just the area of the circle here, and in this case they're telling us the radius is 14 and its length here is 50. So again, first we're going to find this, just the area of just the front of the circle, and then we're going to go ahead and say, okay, if I have one of those, how many more do I have? Maybe I have 50 more slices here, and that's what my number tells me. I have 50 more slices, so take one of these and then multiply it by 50 more, and that will tell us the volume of our cylinder. So again, the area for a circle, area equals pi r squared, and in this case they're saying use 22 over 7 for pi, so we'll use that. So area will equal 22 over 7, and the radius then would be 7 squared. 7 times 7 is 49. So if we get 22 over 7 times 49 over 1, that'll be 1/7. So 22 times 7, that's approximately 154, and that's millimeters squared. So that number is the red area. So now I need to take 50 more of these pieces here and line them all up to make it into a cylinder. So My last math that I'll do then is 154 times 50, and that's going to be 7,700. Again, I should put in approximately because I used pi. This is going to be millimeters, and this time it will be cubed because I've used three different. I've used a length, I've used a width, and a depth. So I've used three different numbers there. So in example 2, that's how we would find a cylinder. Example 3 is similar to our first one. It shows a triangle, a little bit different because we're going to have a height down the middle here. That's going to be 4. Our base is going to be 6. So again, here we can find the face. 6 times 4 is 24. And half of that then would be 12. And the distance then, the depth is 10. 12 times 10 is 120. And this is cubic centimeters. So I should add that depth there. Kind of goes off the screen, but that's a 10. So we found the area of just the front, and then we decided that there were 10 slices of it, or 10 more pieces of that same area. So we multiplied it by 10. Example 4, we've got some soup cans. Here he's got 2 empty cylindrical soup cans. The smaller is 2 inches high in diameter. The other one is 3 inches high in diameter. The dimensions of the larger can are twice the dimensions of the smaller. Find the volume of both cans in terms of pi.